Jeffree Starr has denied that TikTokers broke into his house. A video of Lele Pons falling through a glass door has gone viral. James Charles has responded after backlash to his attempt to do the mugshot challenge. And of course, it's a return of YouTuber watch. All this with a side of cream spinach and a lovely lemon vinaigrette that really electrifies the palate on this week's edition of YouTuber News. Hosted by me, Benedict Townsend, and brought to you by PopBuzz, the only website that didn't have a glass of wine, so I'm just not really sure why I should be paying for the bottle of wine. If we just split it among what we actually ordered, evenly, then it wouldn't be kind of a problem. I've actually got an app that will do the splitting for you, so I just, why are you guys looking at me like that? Welcome back to YouTuber News. This is actually the second time we're recording this because the app that we're using at the moment broke. My God, you would have loved the first recording. It was great. We laughed, we cried, there was actual YouTube news. We'll never see that episode. Bye-bye that episode. And we'll have to just proceed with this episode, which will be worse. Our first story, Jeffree Starr has denied that people broke into his house after a TikTok went viral showing two people apparently breaking into his $14.6 million mansion in Hidden Hills, California. Jeffree posted a video called Reacting to TikToks About Me, brackets, they broke in, brackets, gone wrong, brackets, gone sexual. No, it just said they broke in. And in the video, he reacted to TikToks. He doesn't have a TikTok account himself. He's never really used it. But one video really caught his attention. And it's a video where two people say they broke into his house. In the caption to the TikTok, they say, quote, when you sneak into Jeffree Starr's house during quarantine. And lads, pro tip, please don't break into anyone's house. But if you're going to break into someone's house, quarantine, it's the worst time to do it, isn't it? Because they're going to be home. The whole thing about quarantine is everyone's in their house. Oh, quickly, it's quarantine. He'll be at home with his full security team. Let's go. No, if you're going to break into someone's house and don't, well, that's the answer, don't. Or wait till they're out. Jeffree said, quote, and I do a bit of a Jeffree Starr impression, which I guess I could break out now. He said, okay, man, so their account has literally only that video. Now listen, that is my home. But there's no rose garden anymore, and all the patio furniture is gone. So that's very convincing, also a little sketchy and a little scary, because you're kind of perpetuating that you broke into my house while I wasn't here, which is not possible. Basically saying in the video you can see a rose garden in the house, which apparently is not there anymore. So it seems like they did break into what is now his house, but at a time before it became his house. So I don't know if this is some weird group of people who break into homes in the hope that influencers will later move in, they can get a TikTok out of it. Sounds like a pretty good business model to me, but either way, Jeffree ended by saying, no one broke into my home, everyone's sending it to me, thank you, I really appreciate it, we have everything under control. And there's no word yet on why he lost his Geordie accent at the end there, but we will wait and see. Our second story. Now, there are a handful of things in this world that are close to certain. The sun will rise, the tides will flow, and Lele Pons will fall over, and that's it. That's the whole joke. She fell over, but she's a girl and she's blonde and she looks like one of the popular girls and she fell over. That's like something that a nerd would do, and I'm already laughing. I'm throwing up because I'm laughing so much. For those of you who don't know, Lele is a former Vine star and now as just a sort of everywhere star. Inescapable, you could say. And she's known for a few things, saying she's Latina, sound effects based comedy, the lowest form of comedy. And if you could add some sound effects to that. Reminding you she's Latina, and of course the bread and butter of Instagram comedians, falling over. And she took that to the extreme with a brand new video that has now gone viral. In the video, Lele is trying to do one of the latest viral TikTok dances, and she trips over her own feet, first time that's ever happened, and she falls through a glass door. And it looks pretty convincing. Now, is this fake? Yes. Is it worth discussing whether or not it's fake? Not really, because it is fake. But at the end of the day, her goal was to get some clout, get a viral video, maybe get one of the top 300 YouTube news shows in the world to talk about her. That's this show. Mission accomplished, to be honest. She's done pretty well for herself. But do not attempt this at home. I know you're all very bored at home, but that's not what TikTok's for. It's not for crashing through windows. TikTok is for more innocent things, like doing the renegade, or pranking your mum, or like when a black teenager invents like a dance and then puts it out there, and then like a white girl does the dance and gets way more views, and everyone's like, well done for you to inventing that dance. And the black girl's like, but I came up with it. And everyone's like, shh, quiet you. Your part in the story has ended. It's this girl's dance now. And then everyone does it, and everyone's like, now that we think about it, I think we just all invented it. And who needs credit for something like this? It belongs to the world. And that's wonderful. And that's TikTok, baby. Before we continue, a quick reminder that the YouTuber News podcast is continuing as normal, comes out every Tuesday. You can find it on every podcast platform, Global Player, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We have guests on there. We've had Joe Sugg, Garrett Watts, KSI. We've had all kinds of YouTubers. And I just cover basically all the other stories that happened this week that I don't cover on this show. Plus, there's lots of rap-based content. Just nonsense about the rap, to be honest with you. Like grade A, just horrible nonsense. So if you haven't checked it out, please check out the YouTuber News podcast on all good platforms. And I'll do a little thank you, and I'll do it in ASMR. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing to the show. It means a lot to me. A third story, James Charles has responded after people dragged him for taking part in the mugshot challenge. Now, for those of you who don't know, the mugshot challenge is a brand new, utterly bizarre TikTok trend where people use makeup to make it look like they've had a violent incident and are now having their police mugshot taken. It's not really clear why this started. It might have had something to do with The Weeknd, the singer The Weeknd, because as part of his promo campaign for his new album, he's been like performing with like fake bruises and blood, and maybe people were trying to imitate that. Maybe everyone's just got way too much time on their hands at the moment for some reason. Maybe it's that. But either way, James Charles, a guy who is famous for doing makeup looks, decided to join in. You know, he did some little makeup, he did an eye makeup. Listen, I don't know very much about makeup, but he did some stuff. He made himself look bruised and he posted it on social media, expecting everyone to say, "Great job, James, we enjoy this content." But of course, this being the internet and him being James Charles, that is not how it went. Immediately, James was dragged by people who said that the challenge was bad, that it would be triggering for people who've experienced violence, that it was glamorizing incarceration, that it was racist, all these things, which I will say sound like criticisms of the trend, not so much James Charles. He didn't invent this trend. And this is the kind of weird thing with this story. I kind of go back and forth because people make some valid points that this is a weird trend, but all of the energy for people not liking this trend seems to be focused like a laser just on James Charles. It seems like James Charles is just kind of a lightning rod for all anger on the internet. Now, you can say, I don't like this trend and James did it, so it's fair enough to criticize him. I respect that. But it is weird that everyone is getting mad at James and not all the other people who also did this. Only I could lazily smudge on some purple eyeshadow and fake blood to recreate a dumb TikTok trend and have it twisted into an actual scandal. LOL. And that does stand for laugh out loud. He went on in another tweet to say, "Genuine question. The Weeknd, the singer, The Weeknd's new album shows him bleeding with a broken nose and with bruises. Yet I haven't seen a single tweet about him glorifying violence or abuse. Can someone please explain how it's any different? I'm really trying to understand. I love him and his music. I'm just pointing out a double standard and trying to ask why it's okay with him, but not with others." Which I think, fair point from James. Like I said, it does seem a bit strange that, you know, people might not like this trend. That's fair enough. It's a bit weird it's being focused entirely on him. Finally, in his last statement on the matter, he tweeted, "Despite the fact that hundreds of other influencers and artists have done something similar, I deleted the mugshot trend because it was never my intention to trigger anyone, and it's a waste of time trying to have an open discussion with people who hate me regardless." So it seems that James just got tired of arguing with people and deleted it. But this is a bit of a grey issue. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. You can tweet me at Benedict Town, or you can just tweet with the hashtag YouTuber News. I kind of want to see what you think. But regardless, I think we should maybe step away from trends like this and get back to TikTok stuff that we know and love, like choose your character, when boys put a towel on their head and that means that they're a girl now when they're doing a sketch, or like, you know, the black girl has come up with a dance and spent a really long time doing choreography, and you do your own version and you don't credit her and you don't link back to her account because that's your dance now and you can just do whatever you want apparently. Karen. Now it's time for YouTuber Watch, a popular segment where I zero in on one YouTuber and tell you what they got up to this week. And this week, just to shake things up a little bit, it's time for Daniel Howell. Who saw that coming? It's time for Dan Howell Watch. Welcome to Dan Howell Watch. I'm Lele Pons. I'm Latina, but I don't like to go on about it. What's Dan been up to this week? Well, Dan was walking down the street and he found that he had an invitation, and it was an invitation to come and live on a little desert island. Wow, that could be an amazing place to self-isolate and stay safe. So Dan went on a little plane, he went to this island, he had a little tent, and this man, Tom Nook, he's a horse, he was like, "Welcome to my island." And Dan was like, "What kind of stuff do we do at this island? Do we have like, margaritas? Do we have like limbo competitions?" And this guy was like, "Ha, no. You'll mostly be collecting rocks and bugs. and shaking trees to get wood out of them. And then you bring me those. And then you give me money. I'll give you bells. Right. Just lots of little... What am I going to do with bells? So annoying to store. Every time I move around, my pocket's jingling. I don't make the rules. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Get to work, you filthy animal. So Dan started scrabbling around in the dirt, picking up bugs. Eventually, Dan was miserable, covered in cuts and bruises, and he went back to Tom Nook, who is a horse. And he said, why are you doing this? Why, this place is a horrible hellhole. It's not a hellhole. It is hell, and I am your devil. And all the island fell away, and there were flames, and Dan was like, oh no, please, I'm so sorry. And at that moment, Dan woke up, and he realized that it had all been a dream. And Tom Nook looked up from hell and did the biggest smile he's ever done. This has been Dan Howatch. I'm Benedict Townsend. This has been YouTuber News, which airs every week on the YouTuber News YouTube channel, on YouTuber News on Snapchat Discover, and those are the two places where it airs. If you haven't already, you can subscribe by hitting subscribe on YouTube, makes sense, or if you want to subscribe on Snapchat, just swipe up on the very last snap of this story. It's a little video of me asking you to subscribe, so you'll know which one it is. And that means you'll be the first to get YouTuber News every week when it comes out, and you can join this beautiful YouTuber News family, or cult, depending how you look on it. Have a great week, look after yourselves, stay inside, wash your hands, and I'll be back before you know it. And now, to sign you off with the magic of special effects and green screens, I'm going to fall through a window like Lele Pons. I'm Latina! And then it's a 50-50 what's going to happen there. Either the editor's going to edit that in and it'll be funny because he did it, or he's going to deliberately not edit it in and I'm just going to look like a clown in front of a green screen. And it's going to be one of those two. And I've got my bets on which one it's going to be, actually.